How do you use a bullet to start a fire in an emergency, and would you actually want to do it? Well, that's what I'm going to show you right now. I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson, and in my hand right here is a .223 round. I love AR-15s. I have more AR-15s you can shoot a stick at, and I also love being prepared. So, can you use a bullet to start a fire? So is it something like, I get my magnifying glass and magnify it there and it starts a fire? No, that is not it. Or is it like, hey, I'm just going to take a cigarette lighter and light this? No, that's not it either. I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you why you may or may not want to do this. Like I said, we're going to use a .223 round. So the first thing you got to do is obviously what is inside this round. There's some powder. We got to get to that powder. How do we do that? We are going to find, just take one of my multi-tools, and so I have got to take the bullet out of the casing. Now, I just clamp down here on the head of the bullet like you see me doing. I'm going to wobble it back and forth. And this is going to take you, it's not going to take you like 10 years, but it's going to take you like 60 seconds to get it off right. And so let me wobble, wobble.
Wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble, baby, wobble. Yeah. Wobble, baby.
Okay, so see, came out. So now I have right here, I have my casing, which is full of powder, and I have my bullet. Yes, when I'm training new folks, they're like, wait a minute, this here's the bullet part? Yes, it is. It is a .223. It's not a huge round. So yes, this is the part that hurts you. And even though it's small, you would not want to be on the wrong end of this. Okay, so I've got my bullet. We'll put that to the side. And here's my casing with the powder. So we're going to just pull it out, pour it out all like there. There we go. Now, we're going to do it again, because we're going to do this 3 times and try starting on fire with 3 different things and see how this actually works. So there is round 1. Here is round 2. We're going to do the exact same thing. I'm going to clamp down on the head of the bullet. I'm going to bend it back and forth. Okay, same thing, pops off again. And we're going to pour this right here in the middle. Okay, and last but certainly not least, bullet numero trace. Clamp down, go back and forth. I feel it coming. Okay, and number 3. So we're gonna pour it here. We're like, who was the guy I want to say? Archimedes. Who was it? Merlin the Wizard or whatever. Anyway, in case something goes horribly wrong, we're gonna pop these on. I can see my kids have been using these because they're all scratched up and messed up and I can barely see anything through them. Jeez. Okay, all right. So how does this stuff actually burn? Well, let's find out. Let's see what we're going to use first. First, I have a fire starting kit. In your bug out bag, you should have a fire starting kit. That is a no-brainer. Some of the things I have in my fire starting kit are dryer lint. I have some of these windproof and waterproof matches. I have some fat wood. I have some ferro rods. Of course, I have a Bic lighter because you want to make life easier. I got 2 Bic lighters, actually. Oh, I got one with a, plastic sleeve that I'm going to take off for this, so I've got 2 Bic lighters. So we're going to start with the Bic lighter. Let's see what happens. Remember, we just took our .223 round, we emptied it out. What happens if you're using that with your Bic lighter? Quick second so that I can tell you about my new favorite watch and the sponsor of today's video, Vaer Watches. This watch right here that I'm wearing is the C5 Tactical Field Watch. It's an awesome watch for when I'm off-grid, in the field, or just going about my normal daily routine. And the best part is, it's solar powered, so it charges from any light source, sunlight, indoor light, it doesn't matter. And it runs for up to 6 months on a full charge, which is pretty darn impressive. So no batteries, no downtime, just awesome reliability and durability. Now look, I don't waste money on cheap gear. There's an old saying, you buy right or you buy twice. So I pay for quality and Vaer delivers. This thing is 10 ATM water resistant, which means it's good to a depth of 100 meters, and it has scratch resistant sapphire crystals, and it's proudly assembled in the USA. It makes a great gift for anyone that loves to stay prepared. So click the link in the description to pick up one of these bad boys right now. So obviously, the reason you may not want to do this is, guess what? You still gotta have something to start on fire. This is just a fire enhancer. And if you're having to do this, you're in a real bad position. But still, let's see what happens when we start on fire. Okay, it burns hot. Doesn't burn a long time. So you can see that it's only a few seconds that is gonna burn, but maybe you're just like, hey, I wanna put every advantage in my favor. I've got my dryer lint, I got my fat wood, and you wanna wanna open up a round and pour some powder on there, just put everything in your favor, then sure, go ahead and do it. Okay, so we know it starts with a lighter. Will it start with a ferro rod? So these magnesium rods are a bunch of metal alloys. Here's a big one that I have. That is a big sucker of a ferro rod. So let's try this. So we know it starts with a cigarette lighter. I'm gonna show this ferro rod here just so you can see how it scrapes off. So let's go right there to number 2. Okay. Same thing, we're getting maybe, what is that, a 3 to 5 second burn time? Not a whole lot, but that works. What else can we can always use one of my fireproof matches, but we'll know that will do it. Heck yeah, let's use it. Let's use one of the windproof, waterproof, one of these fatter sucker matches, and if I can get the lid back on, which I apparently can't. All right, so we'll light this bad boy here. As I choke to death. So see it burn. Gotta like watching these matches burn for a second, and we'll just light it right there, and there we go. It rocks and rolls. Okay, never in a million years should you hopefully having to be opening one of your rounds and use the powder in this to survive or whatever, but now you have that knowledge. Like I said, I'm former CIA officer Jason Hanson, and in my bug out bag, I've always got multiple ways to start a fire. This right here is my favorite bug out bag by a company called 3vgear.com. Border Patrol, Air Marshals, your U.S. Marshals, a bunch of police departments use a good bag. So please have some type of fire starting material in your bug out bag. And of course, you should have rounds with you no matter what. Whether it's 9mm, whether it's .223. Personally, most of my guns are 9mm, and I've got a ton of AR-15s, .223, and yes, I have my 1911s that are 45, so you should have rounds with you anyway. Okay, that's it. Don't go set anything on fire, and have a wonderful rest of the day, and God bless you.